If you guys want to know how to duplicate in Fortnite Save the World, this is going to be a complete tutorial, so it's the video for you. Now, I will run through this basic layout real quick. That's just going to be the basic layout of the video, and by what I mean a complete tutorial, it's going to be everything from getting the traps, mats, building the home base, all the way to doing the dupe and troubleshooting it. Troubleshooting as in just tips you can do and stuff, common problems that you might run into. Now, with the basic layout, I'll just go through it real quick. Get traps and mats, that's just all the traps and materials that you need and what ones you should be using. I'll get into that after I do this. And then after that, we will get into building the glitched home base. Now, it's just very simple. I'll get into it. You guys shouldn't be able to stuff it up. There'll be a video on that in this video, of course. Then after that, we've got get loadouts and yourself set up. They are two very easy steps. They take like a minute to set up, but it is very, very necessary. If you're not doing them properly, then it won't work at all. Then it will be getting the alt account, which can just be like a friend or a random person if you want, or if you have an alt account, that's perfect. But if you don't have an alt account, which most people won't, just get a friend or a random person. If you don't know where you can find one, join Lokbot. I'll have my Discord server in the description as well. Join either one of them and just ask anyone wants a dupe or something like that, and then people will do it with you. Then after that, we'll get into Discord, because you do need Discord. And then after that, of course, we'll set Lokbot up. Now, some people have been saying some dumb things about Lokbot. It is free, first of all. Lokbot is completely free to use. There is a paid package, which is just Fast Swap 3. You don't need Fast Swap 3 at all. It won't even make your dupe better. If anything, Fast Swap 3 will make your dupe worse. Just use Fast Swap 2 for duping. If you are looking to like solo, like Mythic Storm King, or like just clear 140 or 160 missions easier, then Fast Swap 3 is for you. It is like it's for like getting kills and doing higher damage and stuff, or getting more health, but you don't need Fast Swap 3. Just get Fast Swap 2. So we'll get Lokbot set up, and then we'll do a part on doing the dupe, which is just like a tutorial. It'll just be like me doing it start to finish, and then I will go through all the tips and all the troubleshooting that you can do, which will just be all this stuff, and then there'll be a few more things in there, but I don't have them right now. They will be at the end, and then after that the video will end and I'll probably never see you again. So yeah, we'll get into the video now, and the first bit we'll just get traps and mats. I'll just get out of the way real quick because it's very quick. Now, the traps that you want to be using are these here. Traps you need for the best freeze. That is ceiling electric fields, drop traps, anti-airs, boost pads, Zappomaxes, wall dynamos, tar pits, freeze traps, flame grill traps. Then there's 3 more. You can use ceiling gas traps, ceiling zappers, or heal pads. Any of those will work perfectly fine. If you don't have those, you can use other traps. I wouldn't recommend it, and also I wouldn't recommend using these wall traps. It's a lot easier just to do floor and roof traps, but like worst case scenario, you can use them either way. I'd highly recommend just doing anti-airs boost pads, because they are the cheapest to make. If you are like fine on how many traps you're using, just get anti-airs boost pads, and then I'd recommend tar pits as well, and then electric fields and drop traps. They are the best traps to use for the glitch. That is that is floor and ceiling. Use them. Now, for the amount that you want, if you want to get maximum sort of consistency, 5,000, you'll want 5,000. That's not of each, that's just 5,000 in total. That is 5,000 ceiling and floor as in combined, so 2,500 ceiling, 2,500 floor. You don't need that many, but I'd recommend it. I think I use like 4,500. You can do like 4,000 or something. I know it does say 1.5k here, but you will need to do a lot more fast swaps if you are only using 1,500. So I'd recommend 4,000. And then for building mats, we'll want to go to max build limit. So that's just 25,000 building mats. If you want, you can again just get like 20,000. I'd recommend 25,000. Just try and get 25,000. You'll thank yourself later, because you won't be running into any problems. Now after that, that's it. We'll get into building the glitched home base. I'm going to do this quickly because I want to go eat, but basically to build a glitched home base, this is not it. don't pay attention to it. But basically you want any one of these traps except wooden floor spikes. I should just get them out of here real quick. You want any one of these traps, doesn't matter what one, you just want them. And I'd recommend using 2000 floor and ceiling traps. That's not combined, so you want 4000 floor and ceiling traps combined. That will get you 100% consistency, most likely. I have 4,800 traps in my glitched home base. I've also fully upgraded the stuff, like the builds. I'm not sure if that actually does anything or not. I don't think it does. It might, I'm not too sure, but I've got 4,800 traps, and it's also in twine, and twine is the most laggy, so that's why it works. But yeah, you want 4,800 of any of these traps, not wooden floor spikes, like I said. So flame grills, any of these, tar pits, anti-airs. Anti-airs and tar pits are the best, and then you can use drop traps and ceiling electric fields. They are also the best as well. Once you've got that, then you'll also want 25,000 building materials. Technically 24,000, but most people are holding stacks of 5, so you want, I'd say 25,000 building materials total, just to be on the safe side, but you realistically only need 24,000 building materials. Once you've done that, then you're good to go. You're good to make your glitched home base. Now, I'm going to run through it quickly. It is very self-explanatory. It's literally just build up a bunch of layers to the max build limit. Now, what I recommend doing is just building a ramp like I've done here. And honestly, you don't even really need to do a certain length and stuff. Don't do walls. We're not doing walls. If you don't know how to build a glitched home base, don't do walls. You're going to complicate yourself, and it's your problem if you've built a bunch of walls and you don't know what you're doing. Just stick with the floors and roofs because it's a lot easier. Now, the strat that we're going to use is, it doesn't even need to be like a 20 by 20. What we can do is just build up a bunch of ramps like I've done, and then we just want to build out a bunch of floors. Of course, you're going to want to do a lot more than 9. You're going to be wanting to do like 200, 400 each one, and then we come down and simply just build more. And then, of course, do this on a much larger scale, like I already said, do thousands upon thousands. I recommend doing about 400 each one. You don't have to, you can get away with doing 300 each one, but I recommend 400 each layer is nice. That way you only need to do 6 layers, but if you're not counting, don't bother about it. Just build until it comes up and says builds left, and it has 100 or builds left 90 or builds left 50 or whatever. Do it until it starts warning you how many builds you have left. Make sure it's warning you that you only have 100 builds left. Once it says that, you're good to grab the traps that you want. Any of these traps except for the wooden floor spikes, and then just place them. The reason we're placing the traps last is because traps do not count towards build limits after you're building. Well, they do, but you can place traps on top of the build limit for some reason, but if you're placing it before, it will count. So basically what that means is, if I'm here and I haven't reached max build limit like I have now, if we start placing traps, this will count towards the build limit, and once I reach 2500, I will no longer be able to build. If I let's say this is the last piece, second last piece, that's the last piece, I've now reached max build limit. Again, just pretend I can still place traps over the max build limit. It's a weird glitch, but it's good because we wouldn't have duping without it. So make sure you're doing something like that, and again, just make sure you're doing stuff that makes sense. I'd like to do it in a sort of ordered fashion, as in 20 by 20 or 15 by 20. You don't have to, it doesn't matter, it won't change anything, it'll just make it neater. But it's a glitched home base, how neat can you get? But other than that, that's about it for the glitched home base. And yeah, let's get into the rest of the video. Alright, so getting yourself set up, there's not much to it. Now for fast swapping, if you're just trying to do like high damage and you're just trying to do it like in normal games, or maybe you're trying to complete your endurance, the higher the power level that you are, the better. If you're low power level, you aren't going to get as high fast swaps. If you've got like 10,000 health, you're not going to get 10 million health unless you're using like fast swap 3. You're probably only going to get like, maybe like 100,000 to a million if you're using fast swap 3 or something. If not, then you're probably getting like 100,000 tops. So just make sure you're high power level. I'm not sure if it matters too much if you're high power level or not when you're duping, but what does is the amount of hero loadouts you have and are using. If you've got, like 1, it won't be able to fast swap. If you've got 2, it's not going to work too well. If you've got 3, it's also not going to work well. I recommend having about 7, I think is the good amount. Make sure they are all different commanders as well. As you can see, I've got Zenith, then I've got Lynx, Ice King, and then just like random people: Commando Spitfire, Bulletstorm Jonesy, Machinist Harper, Jilly Teacup, Skull Trooper Jonesy, Stoneheart Fair Up. So I've got all different people. The more loadouts you have, the better. I've got 9. You don't need any more than 7. If you've got 7, that's good. But make sure if you do have 7, that they are all filled. Don't leave any empty. Make sure they're all filled with different commanders. If you have the same commanders in any of the loadouts, then it has a chance to not fast swap. And the more loadouts that are the same, the higher the chance that it won't fast swap. They need to be different commanders. So even if the support team's different, support team doesn't matter for duping, just the commanders. Make sure they are different, and that you also have at least 7 hero loadouts. And then other than that, I believe that is about it. The only other setup that you need is to just have at least 1 space in your storage and then an item to transfer. Don't transfer one of the items you are duping. You can, but it's better not to. It just makes it more safer, I guess. I just transfer 1 material because it doesn't take up any item, any storage in your backpack. It only takes up storage in your storage. So just transfer 1 material after you are duping, but make sure you do have at least 1 space. As you can see, I've got 159 out of 160. All you need is 1. Just make sure you have that 1 space and then leave it open like that so you don't forget. Yo, what's up guys? I'm going to be showing you guys how you can run multiple instances of Fortnite, not just 2. If you want to run 10 or something, you can run 10. You do need 10 accounts unfortunately, but if you've got the accounts, you can run 10. Most of you guys are just going to want to run 2. You're probably going to be here because you'd like to dupe, but there's no solo dupe glitches. They all require a friend, so which is unfortunate, but this is one way that you can do it. Now you do need to be on PC for this. If you're on like PlayStation or Xbox, you guys can actually use your Android device to run Fortnite Save the World. That's another video. If you guys want to see that, let me know. But other than that, you will need to be on PC or a laptop of some sort to be able to do this. Now, there's 2 methods to do this. One of them requires a bit of luck. I'll go into that a bit later. But the second one, anyone can do it. It's free to do or whatever. So I use that method. It's a lot easier to do. It's not as good. The first method is a lot better, but if you can't use the first method, then you're just going to have to go with the second method. So the first method is going to be running it using Potato Launcher. Now it does require a bit of luck, I'll go into that in a bit, but basically first you want to do is come over to this site right here. I'll have a link in the description, and you want to come here and download the zip file, unzip it, and then just run Potato Launcher. Now to find it, it's right here on the right under releases. Just click on the latest, that's what I recommend. We'll download a zip file. Zip file will come up, unzip it. If you don't know how to do that, just go to WinRAR or 7-zip or something like that and just unzip it. You just right click like that and then it'll come up with unzip. Do that on the file. Now, once you've got it, you want to come up here and you're going to want to go up to accounts. Don't go add account, go authorization code login. Now it will bring you to a black screen with 4 lines of what looks to be almost like code or something. It will have a little thing where it will say authorization code or auth code or something like that, and then we'll have in quotation marks a 32 digit or a 32 character string. You just want to select all that, Control C, or just copy it like so, and then you want to come back to Potato Launcher and you want to click in authorization code login. A little pop-up will come up and you just want to Control V or paste it and then log in, and it will log in. And then you come to launch game, click on your account and then go launch game. Now the reason you need a bit of luck for this one is you need 2 different anti-cheats with it. Now if you're not sure what anti-cheat you have, you can click on your account and go check provider, or you can load up Fortnite, search up task manager, and then just look for what anti-cheat you have, and basically just come down. Mine comes up BattleEye launcher, which means I'm running BattleEye anti-cheat. Unfortunately both of my accounts both have BattleEye, so I can't run both, but if you've got BattleEye and easy anti-cheat, then you can use both of these. Now it doesn't matter what one's on Potato Launcher as long as they are both different anti-cheats. Now you cannot change the anti-cheat that you are given. Fortnite assigns you one. Once you get it, it's stuck like that. So if you're making an alt account, just make a new account, check your anti-cheat. If it's not the one you want, delete it, make a new one. That simple. So first one, it's a lot better because it's just a normal thing of Fortnite. Now you probably will need a bit of a better PC to run multiple things, but if you don't, it's fine because there is this next method. Now the next method is a lot easier, but basically you just want to come over to this link. I'll have it in the description. It's Xbox Cloud Gaming. If you're on PlayStation or you have a PlayStation controller, use PlayStation. If they have it, I'm not sure, but I use Xbox because I have an Xbox controller and I've always been playing Xbox. But basically you come onto Xbox Cloud Gaming, make an account, it's free, go to search games and just search for Fortnite, type in an effort right there. Now you will need a controller to actually play. Mine's connected, just didn't come up, and you just want to launch Fortnite, and that's how easy it is. That's all you need to do. The problem with this one is it's a bit delayed because the way it works is basically it just streams to a computer in the Xbox or Microsoft server or something like that, and it's just a bit delayed, so it's more you remotely controlling a computer, which is why it's delayed. And another problem with it is there is sometimes a bit of a queue at peak times. I know during the weekday I only have to wait in 5, maybe not even 10-minute queues to load on, but on weekdays, weekends, during peak times, it can get up to like an hour and a half, which is, it's not good. But on weekdays you guys should be fine. You shouldn't really have to worry about loading in or anything like that. So yeah, but it is free. You don't need to make a bunch of new accounts. You know, if you get unlucky and maybe your alt account has the same cheat, then you know you can just use this. But another thing that is unfortunate with it is you can't stay AFK for long because Xbox will kick you out after about 10 minutes of inactivity. They will kick you out, so you can't just sit AFK, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Also, when you tab out or when you go into a new tab, it will stop registering. As you can see, I'll move my controller, it's not moving anything here, and then when I go back it will move it back. So you have to be tabbed into this, and you have to actually, you know, click on it and stuff. You can't just move your you can't just move this and have it in the screen. It won't register anything. You do need to be tabbed into it to not be kicked out, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now the last thing you can do, of course, is just get another console or something. Maybe if you've got an Xbox lying around and you're on PlayStation, maybe you've got a random laptop, you can do that. It is a lot easier, a lot better. You don't have to worry about all these other things. You still need that alt account, which is unfortunate, but you know, you can just run it a lot easier, and you won't be kicked for silly things, which is quite nice. So that's the way I recommend it. But maybe you can't afford it, maybe you don't have an Xbox lying around, maybe, I don't know, maybe your laptop can't run it, something like that, then use one of these. I recommend Potato Launcher because it runs at higher quality and you don't get kicked just for being inactive. But I can't run it. Most of you guys might not be able to run it if you maybe are thinking about getting an alt account but you don't have one yet. Then do make sure that you're checking your anti-cheat, because it should be different. Now there's, I think, a 50-50 chance at getting it, so you might get a bit unlucky and have to go through like 2 alt accounts or something if you're unlucky, but you shouldn't need more than that. Maybe just make a few emails and then you'll be good to go. Other than that, there's not much to it. If you guys do need help, let me know in the comments, or you can join my Discord. Also in my Discord I'm doing a 1500 V-Buck giveaway, so you guys should join. There's about 4 days left on it, I think, which is quite nice, as you guys got 4 days to get in and join, so I recommend doing that. Other than that, thank you for watching. Make sure you leave a like and sub if you guys did enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, we're going to be going over Lokbot now and Discord. I'm not going to lie, I can't really be bothered to do Discord. It's like, if you don't know how to work Discord, you're not going to be able to do the dupe. It's so easy. Now, Lokbot, it's really easy to join. Just click the link in description for it. If you don't know what that is, there is a link. They have the custom one. It's just LOKBOT or Lokbot. Just go discord.gg/that, and then you'll get an invite in. So once you click on that, then you'll be brought to Lokbot. Now they've got a few dupe tutorials and a dupe chat, so you can find people, and then there's a bunch of tutorials. Like, realistically, mine will probably be better because it's more of like a talking tutorial. I don't think these guys speak in theirs, and it's all kind of just written. I've basically just copied the entire thing and I'm just doing it in a talking fashion, so it's a bit easier to do. But all that you really need, you can use this stuff, and you can also use tickets if you've got any problems, but all that you need is to come down into bot commands, and we'll just scroll all the way to the bottom, and we just want to go / and then what we will do very first is login auth, and we want to enter that in. Now what this is going to do is it's going to bring up this page. For me it says you're already logged in. For you it won't. If you're authenticated into the browser, which basically means if you're signed in to Epic Games, then you click link 1. If you aren't, you want to click link 2. It'll bring you into an Epic Games sign-in page. You then want to sign into Epic Games. This isn't you signing into Lokbot through Epic Games, so don't worry. It's just you signing into like just the normal Epic Games that will like authenticate you into the browser. Then once you've done that, you want to click link 1. Just bear in mind that the account that you want to sign in with is the one that is going to be duping. If you're doing a random account that you don't use, then it's not going to fucking work. Like, kind of common sense, but just saying. So once you are authenticated, click link 1, then a code will come up, an authorization code. You just want to click send auth code here, and then it will come up with this 32-digit auth code. There'll be like a auth code, or should come up with black writing. If you guys are having trouble, just ask, like make a ticket or something. It's like, you don't want to send anyone your authorization code because it's a like personal sort of thing. Don't give it out and stuff. So you can't, like, I can't show you, and you kind of need to do it yourself. But just be careful of that. Don't send it out to anyone. Don't stream it to anyone. Like, realistically, no one's really going to do much with it, but it gives people access to your account. Lokbot is safe though, so you want to do that. Then once you've done that, you just want to go / and then set, and you want to click enter, and what this will do is this will bring up, and you can click the account that you're going to be using. I'm using Slayer of Gods, which is my main account, and it will set that as your active account. Now you are done. You want to click on Lokbot's name and just go message, just message them something random, and then now you have Lokbot in your DMs. And what this is going to do is it's just going to allow you to use it easier, because as you saw here, there's random people using file swaps and stuff. You don't want to be doing that. You just want to have all your file swaps together. Now when you are doing file swap, like I recommended, do 4 at a time, just like this. If you need to do more because it's not working, then do more, but 4 at a time like this, then you want to click cycle 10 times, and do that for all of them, and then you will be done. Let's move on to the next bit. Alright, I'm going to be duping in Fortnite Save the World. I'm going to show you guys how you can do it. The main reason I'm doing this is so you guys can have a look at how you're properly meant to do it. And you know, if you're not doing things right, then maybe that's why. But first off, I'm going to start by getting stuff to dupe. As you can see, I don't have anything in my backpack, so we're going to go get stuff from our backpacks. Now, my alt account, which you can see on the screen, has 100 storage. Yours might have more, mine doesn't, because it's not high enough level, so I need to level it up a bit. But the more storage you got, the better, or the more backpack space, the better. Now, it doesn't really matter how much you have, you can dupe one item if you want. I wouldn't recommend it, it's kind of a waste of time, but you should be able to dupe as many items as you can. So now that we've got that, I'm going to load into Save the World on my alt account. I'm going to invite our alt account to the party, and then we're just going to join. So I'll check, I've got nothing in my backpack at the moment, which is perfect. Now, there's not much setup we'll need. I've already got a glitched Homebase. I'll load in, you guys will be able to see that. Now, some of you guys aren't building glitched Homebases properly, which, you know, isn't going to work. You need to like build, what I recommend doing is just doing do 20 by 20 layout of just floors, no cones, no walls, no nothing, just 20 by 20 layout of floors, and then do that 6 times, do 6 layers of 20 by 20, and then just place, after you've done that, just place traps on top of it, and it should work. Now, I've got an auto clicker here just to make the drops easier. We'll also want Lokbot, just DM him or whatever, but we've got him right here. I'm going to full screen this for the moment, just because that's the way my auto clicker is set up. There we are. Okay, so we're going to load into Twine Peaks, and I will get this ready for fast swaps. It's not full screened. Okay, and I'd like to wait until this time moves, because that's when I'll be able to launch the game on my other account, and it just makes it easy for me. You don't need to wait for a specific time, but it just means that I can tab in a lot easier. Sometimes my game doesn't work too well when I tab in and tab out. That's not important, it'll still work either way, but my game just, you know, glitches a bit. But yeah, now the one on Cloud Gaming, that's going to be the alt account, that's what your friends should be doing. And I'm going to be, of course, the main, which is here, the host. Now, if you don't have 2 accounts, just get another person to do it with you. Make sure they know what they're doing. If you get some random person, they might not know what they're doing. If you get friends, it's a lot easier to communicate with them. But I'm just going to load in. There's going to be no cuts in this. Just want to make it easier for you guys to see what's going on. So we load in, so does my alt account. We're going to go over here to the traps, and I'm just going to click my auto clicker, and we're going to drop them all. Now, you don't need to use an auto clicker. I am, because it's easier for me. You guys can just drop normally if you like, but it will be slower. It's a lot quicker with an auto clicker. If you're not on PC, then you will have to just use a controller, which is, I mean, it's better than using a keyboard, just the keyboard to drop, because it can take a lot longer with the keyboard. The controller's a bit easier, but you know, auto clicker is even easier than that. Then I basically just do that, and then we're going to come pick them all up. double check, yep, and now we can fast swap 1, 2, 3, cycle, and then we're going to tab back in, wait for that sparkle sound, and then leave while it's still going on. Now we don't need my alt account anymore, or well we do, but I'm not going to be using my controller. I don't need my controller anymore, I'm just going to be using the mouse. This will pop up, that means you've done it right. Just click continue and come to your storage, and then we'll hover over metal and we'll just transfer metal. You guys can do wood, brick. Don't do one of the items that you've duped. I'm not sure if it can work, but I wouldn't do it. It works fine if you just use one of your materials, and it's a lot easier to just transfer since it's right up here. It appears at the very top. Now we'll just check if these all say done, then it means you've done it right, and Lokbot hasn't had any problems and it should work. So we've got that there. Our alt account is just going to be sitting here not doing anything, and they're frozen. I don't have my controller, so I can't move. If they're not frozen, you know, add more traps. But as you can see, it's about a 20 by 20 of this glitched Homebase, and I've just got tar pits and then ceiling electric fields. You can't really see them, but it's 20 by 20, and then there's 6 layers. I think I've got another layer up the top, but it's not quite finished, and it's just all loaded in with traps. And we've been kicked out, and now don't do anything here. You will want to force close your game, but not at this point. You want to wait until your host can transfer. So as you can see, I can't transfer. It does take a while. You know, sometimes it takes 5 minutes, sometimes it takes 2. It really just depends. If it is taking a while, it doesn't matter. Just be patient, you will be able to transfer. If you go and do other things, I don't know, like load into missions, it won't work. So don't do that. But yeah, I don't know if, like, you can go around and look at stuff, but you can't really, I don't know if you're able to like open anything. It might ruin it, I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I'd just wait until you can transfer, but you can go around and click around if you want to look at things, or you can just sit on TikTok or something, go on your phone for a bit. Now there are a few bug fixes that will be wrong with you guys. The very first one is the dupe's not working. Now there's a bunch of reasons for that. The main one that I'm seeing is they're not kicked out into an infinite loading screen, or when they're transferring the items disappear. This can be for a few reasons. It could be your timing is bad. Don't sit here, click on the banner and then wait a certain amount of seconds. Don't do that, that doesn't work. You're meant to leave during that sparkle sound. It's how you get the correct timing. If you leave, you know, at every 5 seconds or something like that, it's not going to work. Just do the sparkle sound, that's how you remember it. It could also be you don't have enough traps in your home base. Now you might think, oh, you know, I did a glitched home base, I have enough traps. You genuinely need the maximum, especially if you're not in Twine. Twine is laggier than the others. It's like a slower base to load into. I think it's bigger, it's also got more stuff, like it's got lava and shit. But like, if you are in like Plankerton or Stonewood or something and you're trying to dupe, you have to build to the max. You cannot cut any corners. If you guys cut any corners, it will not work. And it's not up to me to get the dupe working for you. It's very hard to mess up. Now we'll just transfer. As you can see, everything stays there, and then we will force close the game on the alt account. Of course, you guys might not have an alt account, might be your friend. Tell your friend once you transfer to force close their game. Now I'm going to reconnect my controller because I'm going to be doing this a few times. But I think we'll just load in, show you guys that it works, and then we'll be over with it. Now I'm just going to sit there on my main account. We don't need it. I'm just going to leave it at the moment. And we'll load in and then we'll get to it. You know, actually what I might do is transfer some of these back. It's a bit annoying to do this. My auto-click can probably transfer, but that would mean I'd have to redo the settings on that, and I can't really be bothered. I only have a few left to go. As you can see, it's duped everything. There we are, we're back to where we started. We got 1k of each trap, except campfires, because no one likes campfires. Now we're here, and the screen that we got is the rejoin screen. I probably should have done that a bit quicker, but you know, we got there in time. If you are loading in and it comes into that rejoin screen, you just have to restart your game. Now, the way that that happens, I believe, is you're loading in too quick. Now, I wouldn't suggest really waiting at all. I just load straight back in, but I believe that if you do load in quick, it will do that. If you wait a bit, you don't seem to get it. I'm not entirely sure. You might be getting it if you are loading in slower, but you know, just keep that in mind. It doesn't really matter. Just load in. If you get it, then restart your game again. Most of the time you do not get it. It's a lot more efficient than Teddy, if you guys have tried that. Teddy, when you do it, you have to load back in like 5 or 6 times. It takes forever. And along with Teddy, you can't fast swap. So, you know, Lokbot is a lot easier, and also you can use it on Discord, so anyone can use it as long as you've got access to Discord, which you will if you're watching this, because you'll probably be watching on your phone. If you're watching on your Xbox, I'm guessing you'll still have a phone or an iPad of some sort, and if you're on PC, of course, you will already have it. But we'll load him back in, and we'll know it's been done right if we load back into Battle Royale. Sometimes you will get back in to the old loading screen where you could choose between Creative, Battle Royale, and Save the World. It's a bit glitched sometimes. That doesn't matter. Just load back into Save the World. As you can see, we've got 100 out of 100. Right here, traps. We've got 5 stacks of every trap. No need to check. It's perfect. It has been done right, just so you guys can see. Oh, hold on. I'll put this back to windowed so you guys are able to see. Here we are, and then we'll go back to our traps, and then this one here, so you can see it's been done right, which is perfect. It's done, it's working. That's how you dupe in Fortnite Save the World. If you guys do need any help, Lokbot is in the description. My Discord's in the description. I'm going to be honest, I won't be helping you guys out with the dupe glitch. It's like I've got videos that explain it perfectly. You know, if you're doing it wrong, then you haven't watched the video properly. I've had people come up to me and ask me, how do you dupe? It's not working, and they haven't done it properly. They haven't watched the video thoroughly. You guys need to watch the video thoroughly. People will come up to me and they'll be like, oh, I'm leaving once I freeze or something. Like, just watch the video, man. If you guys skip through it, it's not working, it's your fault. You know, be a bit smarter. Watch the video. Thanks for watching. Alright, sorry, just that. We'll get into the last bit, which is just all your tips and stuff. So, things you need to dupe. A couple of hero loadouts, like we already mentioned, around 7+. Again, make sure they're all different commanders. If they are, it'll work. Approximately 1,500 traps in the Homebase. Again, I recommend doing 1,500 of each. that is 3,000 total. I'll just make it more consistent. Any platform that can access Save the World or a friend to dupe with you, or even a random person, that is what you'll need. And then traps you need for the best freeze. We already went through them. Things you don't need. You don't need a laggy server, which is just your like ping. You don't need to switch, like let's say you're in America, you don't need to switch to, I don't know, like Africa or whatever the worst ping is for America. And then you don't need to max out your builds unless you want to. You don't need a PC. You just need to have access to Discord, which you can get on your phone, can get on a laptop, can get on your iPad, can get on whatever. And you don't need lower FPS. People mix this one up a bit. What this means is simply if your FPS is low necessarily, you don't need to make your FPS low. You don't need to lower your textures and stuff. That's not what it does. What you should get when you're making your glitched home base is an FPS drop. That basically means every time you're like looking over towards the glitched home base, you should get an FPS drop, unless you've got like an insanely good PC and like the best performance graphics. You should get an FPS drop. That's just because it's a glitched home base. You also get like a bit of lag when you're trying to join the game. Like what I mean by that is the timer will stop for like 10 seconds and then it will start playing. Or when you click leave, like if you click leave the game, the big red button that says leave game or return to home base, you click that and that might like stop for a sec and you might not go back and then you'll get out or whatever. Tips for duping. Works in any storm shield. This can be Stonewood, Plankerton, Twine or Canny Valley. Does not need to be Twine, but Twine is better because it's bigger and it's also laggier. Anyone can use fast swap. Again, anyone with Lokbot can use fast swap. Make sure you're using fast swap 2 or fast swap 3 if you have it. It says that. I don't recommend doing that. Even if you have fast swap 3, just use fast swap 2. Keep it nice and simple. Make sure you use multiple fast swap 2 commands. They say around 12. I only use 4. Again, I'm in Twine. I have 4.8 thousand traps in my home base, so I only need 4. If you guys are using 2,000 traps or something and you're in like Stonewood or Plankerton, you will need like 12. I don't, and like by 12, it's different commands. It's not like doing one fast swap 2 and then clicking it 12 times. It's doing 12 completely different commands and then clicking them all at the same time in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah blah blah, 12. So you know it can get annoying doing 12, which is why again I recommend just doing more traps. Will make it easier for you. If you are getting sort of like errors, like we've got here down here, common errors while duping, friend doesn't get into infinite loading screen. Make sure your base has a lot of traps, so place more traps. If you can't, just do more fast swaps. My game doesn't freeze after I fast swap. Make sure your base again has a lot of traps, and again try using more fast swap commands. Also make sure the friend doesn't drop anything in the dupe base. If you have to drop anything before the dupe, do it in another base. Now this one can get a bit weird. That basically means if you're going into your or if the friend is going into their inventory and dropping stuff, like clicking the buttons and dropping, it won't work. However, if I went and picked up, let's say I had like 50 slots left, if I went and picked up like 60 stacks of traps, 10 would like come out back out of the inventory. That will not count. You can overflow and it will still work. However, those items won't dupe. And I think they might get lost. I'm not too sure, which is why I recommend just, having the right amount. Like if you've got 50 slots, then drop 50 stacks. Don't drop 60, just drop 50 stacks. Also another thing with this, if you're the host, don't pick anything up. If your friend, let's say again, we'll go back to the theoretical, if your friend had 50 space, picked up 60, dropped like 10 came out, don't go and pick up those 10. That can also stuff it up and it won't work. And then these are just another rundown of up here. You can find this all in Lokbot. Lokbot has a few other things in there, but it can get a bit confusing. Also read this how-to. This can be used sort of as a guide. Again, with this, it's different for everyone. I use 4 fast swaps. If you're doing the same amount as traps and you're doing it in twine, like me, you will only need 4 fast swaps. If it's not working, then just add a few. Add like 6. You know, do like 6 fast swaps. If it's still not working, just keep doing more and more. If you're doing more than like 15, then it means that it's probably not the fast swaps, it's probably you, or maybe your like glitch base isn't done right. And separate commands like this, of course, and then after you fast swap, you should freeze. Not disconnect, you should just freeze. They say count to 2 to 4 seconds. I'm not sure if my dupe tutorial that I had before actually talks about this, but instead of waiting the 2 to 4 seconds, click all your fast swap commands, then click on your banner. You will then hear like that crystallized sound sort of thing. Then you want to click leave through party during that playing of the sound. That will get the timing right every single time. It can be like slightly off. I'd recommend just doing it during that time. Again, I don't do it this way. I do it slightly different. Mine works every single time. Theirs doesn't, I believe. They have some inconsistency towards it, so I recommend doing it my way because it works every single time. Friend will be frozen in game, meaning they won't be able to move, and then they will go into an infinite loading screen. They can't do anything. Host goes to the storage, waits to transfer. Once they can transfer, it says random item. That just means like anything, and again, preferably one that is not involved in the dupe. Then once you've done that, items that have been duped will stay in your storage. If not, then you've done it wrong. And then once you transfer, your friend closes the game. And then this one here is important. If the friend is prompted with a rejoin or abandon restart, okay, they've spelled that wrong. If your friend is prompted with like a rejoin, so they load back into Save the World and they don't go back into Battle Royale, they load back into Save the World and it comes up and it says active game session found or something like that, and it says rejoin. On Xbox I think it was like X to rejoin, or if you're on PC it might just say like rejoin and a button, and if you're on PS4 it will be something different. I don't know PS4 controllers. Just restart your game, don't click any buttons, don't click abandon. If you click abandon, that it'll mess up, it won't work. You just need to restart Fortnite until it is gone. If you're doing it my way, you will not have to do this. I think I've done it twice, maybe 3 times, and I've duped like a lot. I've duped a lot, like probably I've duped a lot. Okay, I haven't done it much. No reason why Lokbot is better is you don't get this as much as Teddy. With Teddy Launcher, you get this, I see like 3 times. When I was using Teddy, it was taking me 3 times each time. I was doing 3 different abandons and stuff, and it sucked overall. Other than that, I believe that is it for the video. Yeah, that's about it. If you guys do use Teddy and you maybe want to see a Teddy tutorial, yeah, let me know. Thanks for watching.